Hello there guys, just a quick review video today of some items that arrived from Scalex, and they produce a range of 3D printed accessories and models in a variety of scales. These were sent to me for free by Scalex for the purpose of review. So let's take a look at their website first, and we can see if we go to their catalogue they've got a range of different accessories and models in both 1/35th scale and 1/72nd scale. And although it's not on the website yet, Scalex have told me that these drones will be available in both 1/72nd scale and in 1/16th scale. And in fact they're about to release another drone in all three scales as well, which is this Liut drone that you can see here in the video from their channel. And my understanding is they'll send me one of these to review as it becomes available. Anyway, back to the website. So of course the Airfix Stalwart was a recent release, and they've got at least 2 sets of wheels here for that, plus some sets in a smaller scale. What Scalex have sent me is these 3 models down here at the bottom: the UGV, which is Unmanned Ground Vehicle, TerMIT, and they've sent me the 3 versions of that. So let's take a quick look at the page for them, and then we'll take a look inside the boxes. So this TerMIT comes in a number of variations. This is the evacuation and transport version, and you can see if we scroll down here we've got a couple of in-action photos here of this, well, I suppose it's a drone really, isn't it? We can see here the contents of the box, but of course we'll actually have a look inside that in a moment. And then if you want to buy these are not sold directly by Scalex, but they do have a list of distributors here on their website. So Jadlam here in the UK stock a range of their models, BMA Model World in Australia, and then lots of other stockists across the world. Okay, let's have a look at the actual contents. So we've got this top version here, which is the Mark 19 grenade launcher version. We've got the mine laying drone version. And then we've got that transport, evacuation, logistics version, which we just looked at on the website. And there you can see on the back their contact details, including their email address and their website. We'll start with the logistics version. This is my first look at these. I haven't had a look inside the box yet. So these are all 3D printed models, so we should expect to have supports on them, and also the cages around here, of course, to protect them in transport. The boxes are quite small, but they look like everything is packed really nicely to protect it from moving around. So what have we got? So we've got 4 crates there of 3D printed parts. A little Scalex logo, let's put that down there. And some details. I'm wondering if that QR code will lead me to some instructions, because I noticed there are no instructions in or on the box. So we'll have a look at that QR code in a moment. Okay, so this first crate here clearly contains the body of the drone. I can see the tracks in there. I wonder if this will be the same between all 3 versions. I imagine it probably will be. We'll have a closer look at that in a moment. And then we've got another crate here containing some more parts. And then this one's a bit more identifiable. We've clearly got here some kind of stowage boxes, ammunition boxes, or whatever it might be here on the back. Certainly that 3D printed quaddy looks very nice. I don't see any obvious layer lines either with the naked eye or in the camera. Right, let's take a closer look, because it's really hard to see the detail of these parts in these protective cages. So I'm going to snip them away with my snippers. There we go, that's better. I've cut away most of the sides there. I've left the supports on for now. Obviously they will need to be cut off before you build the model. But we can see the detail here now. Those tracks look nice, don't they? Really fine detail there as well in the bed of the drone between the tracks. Sometimes with 3D printed pieces you do have to be careful when you're removing the supports to make sure you're not removing something that looks like a support but isn't, like an aerial or something like that. But that looks really good. Let's look at the second version here now. This is the mine laying version. I imagine, as I say, that the base will be the same, but the obviously the add-on parts will be different. So yes, that looks fairly similar, doesn't it, if not identical. And then there is a crate of, I'm imagining they're mines. They're certainly not wheels, so they look like mines which will go inside that arm on the device. And then there is the arm itself, and in fact you can see the arm's got some hollow slots in it, presumably for those mines to go inside. Here's a close-up, and again the quality looks really good. I'm filming this with my top quality Canon macro lens. It always pulls out the detail. You can see the detail in my fingerprints there. So if that doesn't pick out any layer lines, then you can basically guarantee those layer lines are invisible. Okay, let's have a look at the Mark 19 grenade launcher version. This looks by far the most aggressive version, I think, of this drone. Again, we've got the base unit there, and then this is the difference here in this one, with a very heavy machine gun there, and its ammunition, and then a few other bits and pieces I'm not 100% familiar with, but I'm sure their use will become obvious when we actually build the kit. Here's a close-up of that gun with some of the cage removed, and you can see a bit more of the detail there, even down to simple things like the muzzle has got the small ventilation slots in it, and of course the barrel is hollow as well, at least the end is. The supports look quite fine there as well. I could actually just break a couple of them away with my finger, so hopefully there won't be too much support scarring when it comes to removing them. So let's have a quick build up of one of these kits, and let's go for the logistics version. Now I was right that we don't get printed instructions in the boxes, so for now Scalex recommends that you go to their YouTube channel where they have videos for their kits that show you how to construct them. Given the simplicity of this kit, that should be fairly straightforward, and of course we have those reference images as well on the website. Here I'm carefully removing those print supports with my snippers, and it might sound silly but I am wearing eye protection while I'm doing this, because resin in general tends to be quite brittle, it tends to be quite sharp, and it tends to be quite lightweight, which means it can easily fly across the room when you cut it, and it hurts when it gets there. I have had resin hit me in the eye before, and it only happened once, and then I wore eye protection from then on. With small pieces like this, it can be hard to tell what is a support and what isn't. The key thing of course about the supports is they tend to go to a very narrow point, and you can usually gently remove them even with a fingertip. The other thing to watch out for is not to confuse support scarring with intentional detail like rivets. So most of the detail on this surface here is actually intentional detail, it's bolt heads. We also get these tiny buckles for the supplied stowage crates. I decided not to remove these from the supports at the moment because I'm quite likely to lose them. And here are the parts of the kit with the supports removed. I'm not quite sure if that piece in the centre there is supposed to be a tiny aerial or if it's a support that I've missed. Here's an example of the type of support scarring that you might get, in this case on the inside of the lid for the crate, but in my case it doesn't matter because that lid is going to be closed. The gates at the front and the back of that bed just push into place, no need for any glue. You can see this box here which I've dry fitted, but which I will super glue in a moment. This box will go on top, and then this arm here, again I've just dry fitted it into position, but I will superglue it. And for the boxes, once the lids are in place, we have these teeny tiny latches. And here is our final version of the UGV logistics version. Looking rather nice, I think. I think that would go well with some of the Ukrainian figures in 1/35th scale, which have been released by various companies recently. So there we go guys, that was a quick look at the 3 versions of the TerMIT drone from Scalex. And remember that this is of course the 1/35th scale version, but they will also be available in 1/72nd scale and 1/16th scale. I would like to say thank you very much to Scalex for sending me these kits to review. I am going to paint them up in a future video. Huge thanks to you for watching this video, and special thanks to my Patreon supporters and YouTube members for their ongoing support of my channel. I hope to see you again in a future video, and until then, thanks again for watching and have fun modelling.